and you belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. And you deserve the deepest of cover. And you belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. And you belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Highlands, North Carolina. It's a beautiful place, 75 degrees. I always wondered where all the rich white people left in August in Atlanta, and they're all here. So, welcome. I'm Matt Friesen's brother. My name is John. I've been asked to do an audacious task today, which is to MC a rehearsal dinner. So I've known Matt for a long time. And Matt called me last week and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm actually in a meeting with my COO of a company, my company." He goes, "Hey, can you MC my rehearsal dinner next week?" And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I gotta go back to this meeting, but yeah. And then after that, I hung up and I was like, oh my God, I've got to MC a rehearsal. I've never done that. What does that even mean? So I don't know what it really means. I've thought about it a lot. So I'm just gonna kind of introduce people. I'm gonna say a couple quick words because we have to keep on pace. I believe we have 30 minutes, maybe 45. I really don't know. I'll get more instructions as we go. We'll keep this fluid. So to Sarah, real quick, so excited for you. And let me take a step back. To the Jacksons, thank you so much for this entire event. Amazing place, beautiful, beautiful people. I see old friends, new friends. Awesome. I was actually I really haven't thought about this whole thing a lot because I've been so busy. But then Monday, I started getting super excited. It's man, I'm gonna see Bedford and Randall and see Sarah and Matt, of course. They're awesome. My brother-in-law, Bracy, Lauren, my wife, kids. But it's so awesome to kind of see all these people come together for one unifying theme, which is really to support two people who are going to go off on a journey together in life. And Matt, I'm so proud of you. You have become an amazing old man. So I just want to say that out of the gate. You've been amazing. Guys, old. But we're all old. Whatever. It's all good. But again, thank you to the Jacksons. Amazing venue. A couple of things that I think are really exciting that we're celebrating, not only just Matt and Sarah, but Linda had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. 45 years old. My daughter actually is 7 today. And she is super mad that there are other events that take precedent, but she'll get over it. But to Sarah, so we're just to kind of I think it's always good to kind of get a little context around how you meet people, because it's funny how relationships work, right? I first met Sarah at an interesting time. And, my father passed away, and literally the first time, I had heard about Sarah, but the first time I met Sarah was literally the day before my dad's funeral, which is, Gaylord Fokker is wow, I thought I had it bad. If anybody's seen Meet the Parents. But anyway, but I could just tell, right that moment that Sarah was a force for Matt, was a support. And when you're married, you always want that partner. And so when you can start off out of the gate, kind of seeing some of the bad, the good is always so much greater. I don't know. So that's all I'll say about that. But Matt, I'm so happy for you, buddy. We're gonna have a great week. I'm gonna introduce a few folks. We have like 25 people that are doing speeches, so we'll start with that. And also to my mom, love you. I know you're thrilled. And Sarah, I know my dad actually did get a chance to meet you, and he was so excited about it, and it's just amazing. So, all right. So here we go. Next on the list. First on the list. Katie is Sarah's sister. So I don't think it really requires any sort of introduction, but I know she's going to kill it. So give it up for Katie.
Thank you. I'm a little shorter. John, you did a nice job.
And if we have to keep on pace, I will do the Oscar music. You have all the time you want.
I've waited an extra year or two for this speech, so I'm going to take all the time I need. I have a lot to say. I know most of you know me. I'm Katie Hill. I'm Sarah's older sister, and I'm not off note card because I'm a little nervous, and I do have a lot to say, and I want to make sure I say it. So pardon the note cards. I'm thrilled to be here with all of you. I've got my little helper with me. On behalf of Sarah, Matt, Ben, my husband, my parents, I just want to sincerely thank you for being such an important part of Sarah and Matt's life and for making the effort to get up here. Mary, thank you for tonight. This couldn't be more perfect. It is, it's the vision. It is the vision. So thank you. These are my kids.
Katie, do you need me up there?
No, I'm good. I mulled over what to say tonight for a really long time, probably too long. And it wasn't because I didn't have a lot to say, it's because I have probably too much to say. I could talk for quite some time, but I'm assuming none of y'all came to the Highlands to hear me talk, so I'm going to try to keep it relatively short and sweet. Sarah and I are 3 years apart, and we've always been really close. Apparently, when she was born, I exclaimed upon meeting her, "Thank you, Jesus, for this little sister." And I was thrilled and overjoyed, I still am, that she had arrived. Mind you, we're sisters. We know how to fight. We know how to have pretty good arguments. But at the end of the day, there's never been any question about where I stand with her and where she stands with me. I know she's got my back, and I always have hers. Growing up, we played house, we played school. I was usually the one bossing her around and making all the rules, which I know surprises so many of you. We swam swim team, we played Barbies and princess dress up, we made mud pies, we played Super Mario Brothers together. We shared a room for years and giggled well past bedtime, whispering about what had gone on that day until we fell asleep, and it was always me before her, and it still is. And despite 1,000 childhood memories, I would tell you that it was Athens, Georgia, where I think we became closest, or at least where our friendship and bond as adults really formed. She started her freshman year at UGA the same year that I started law school, and we both were having stresses and hard days, different stresses and different hard days, but we were both having them, especially that first semester. You're meeting new people, you're going through new experiences. It was hard. So when life got especially tough for that 18 and 21-year-old, what did we do? We dropped everything. And we either went to Chinese food or Outback Steakhouse for a blooming onion, because we had excellent taste. We laughed and we occasionally cried, but we always had a really good time. She kept me sane and made sure I wasn't all nerd all the time, because she's always been the cool sister. And in the midst of some really big life changes for us both, our time spent together for those 3 years that I lived in Athens are and will be some of my fondest memories together. Obviously, many great things came and continue to come out of Athens. Go Dogs. Including Sarah's friendship with so many of you here. And as I was sitting in the Bahamas a couple months ago with many of the ladies that are sitting here tonight for Sarah's bachelorette weekend, I was touched by how special this group of friends truly is. You all know and love each other so well. You embrace one another's quirks. You all have them. And you do a really great job of finding the joy in even the most difficult situations. Sarah is one of the most loyal people that I know and will ever know, and I'm so grateful that her loyalty has landed with all of you. And another great person connected to Athens, Matt. Matt, we are so grateful that you came into Sarah's life when you did. So Sarah kept this amazing new guy kind of quiet for a few months. And yet all she did was giggle and smile and check her phone. Even Tucker seemed to have a little extra wag in his tail during that time. So we all knew something was up, and we were overjoyed when that something turned into you, Matt. You and Sarah may never be able to pick a dinner restaurant, but I guarantee you are made for each other, and we are so, so thankful to welcome you into our family. Ben and the boys and I are thrilled for both of you. Jack and Thomas have been telling friends for months how excited they are to welcome an uncle and gain an uncle. And in fact, last night, very unprompted, Thomas declared Matt to be his favorite in the family. Aunt Hey had a couple of side-eye moments for Thomas on that. Hey, I promise you're always his secret number one. He just will never admit it because it's Thomas. But I have no doubt that you have both made that impression on him because you make such an extra special effort to make them feel loved and supported and make their lives a lot more fun, and we appreciate that. It takes a village, and you're part of that village. Ben is thrilled to have another man in the family, someone to share in the grilling and take the pressure off from all of these loud and opinionated Jackson women. Hey, Mom. And me, I am just grateful that my little sister found someone worthy of her big heart, someone to share in her love of travel and adventure, someone she can include in old traditions and make new ones with. Matt, I just caution you to watch out, or every day of the year will include a tradition because she loves them. I pray that you both find ways to make every day feel extraordinary for each other, that you never take little moments with one another for granted, and that even on the tough days, you remember this weekend, right now, and where it all began, with all of your friends and family surrounding you and lifting you up in love. So I don't have my wine glass, but cheers to Matt and Sarah. I love you both.
So Thomas, Matt told me to tell you, thanks for the shout out. Your $20 is in the mail. You can use it anywhere you want. It's an Amazon gift card. So our next speaker. This story always just kills me because. So Matt and Sarah have intersectional friends with my younger brother Luke, and there are moments where I'm pretty sure Luke gets a little jealous when he hears that Matt's hanging out with his buddies and Luke's stuck with his 1-year-old child screaming, watching Little Baby Bump. So, without further ado, the youngest of the Friesens, Luke Friesen.
Thanks, John. Spot on. So John had a good point, though, about, the relationships we have with our, couples that we go on through with life, and the one I always think about with Matt and Sarah is obviously our trip to Portugal. It was a very magical trip. I'd actually worked really hard of stealing it from John for many years. You know, this was something that John always talked about. He was going to go to Portugal, so we basically took the same plan, and we just did it ourselves. And I invited Matt, and he said, "Hey, I want to bring Sarah." I was like, "Hey, this would be great." And we definitely made sure not to invite John. We actually tried to invite Ginger, but then we thought maybe John would find out, so we had to kind of cancel those plans. But it was an amazing trip. We did Porto, Douro Valley, Lisbon. Now, what's funny, though, is there actually is a very traumatic experience I had. So Julie asked me not to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it. So we're in Lisbon, and we're over this patio overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. We're having a nice couple drinks. I'm telling this great story. Don't know what the story is because of what happens next. But I see this little black dot start coming at me. And it was what we call a fly kamikaze. He went straight at me, went into my mouth, back of my mouth. I spit it up. He then flew off. He somehow survived that whole experience. And I remember this because my wife was rolling on the floor laughing, Matt dying, tears in his eyes, and Sarah goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" The only one, not even my wife. So it made me really appreciate Sarah immediately. I was like, well, at least somebody cares.
She would make a spectacular. Kim Belushi would make a spectacular son of.
Let's go. So that was a great experience. I lost a little bit of track of my thought with that. The next one. So in Lisbon, they have this ceremony. Our music is called Fado. It's very passionate, beautiful, like very soulful. It's like one guy on the guitar and then usually a woman singing very passionately about death or love. And it's very famous. And we just had a dinner. And I wouldn't say it's like midnight. I mean, probably it's 9 p.m. But I was tired. And I was like, hey, guys, I'm going to bed. And they said, well, no, we really need to do Fado. And Sarah's like, yes, it's going to be great. We're going to go have this wonderful experience. And I say, I'm good. It's probably not going to be that great. So I go back to our hotel. I sit on the balcony by myself. They go see Fado. I have a glass of wine. I pass out. Had a great night's sleep. I wake up. I see Julie. I go, how was it? Was it pretty bad? She goes, I wanted to actually lie to you and tell you it was amazing. But then it actually was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Sarah was in the corner just absolutely bawling. I was having a spiritual moment. Matt was sitting there quietly like, oh my God, this is amazing. And we all kind of changed as people. And I go, cool. Well, I had a nice glass of wine and then I went to bed really early. So again, proves maybe I'm a terrible person to travel with, but also Sarah is obviously great at finding the right things to do, finds the right spots, lucky traveler. So that was just, amazing, amazing story. I still kind of think about it all the time that I missed that moment. And the other thing I kind of really learned about them, traveling with them, and we're going to apply it, for future travels, is I don't know if everybody else has this experience, but they take forever to get ready in the morning. I cannot imagine. We were like, hey guys, we're going to meet at 9. We maybe leave at 10:30. So now we're going to say we're leaving at 8 so that we leave at 9:30, and it's just, about right time. But overall, it was a wonderful experience. It was great to spend that time with Matt and Sarah, overseas. Think about that trip all the time. Then we had another kid who's wonderful, Bill, and maybe we'll do a little bit less trips, to Portugal. But I do miss, I'll always think about the fly, the Fado, and waiting on Matt and Sarah. But so happy for y'all. I'm so pleased to be here, having this moment, and so excited for y'all. So thanks everybody for being here.
Luke said he forgot to tell a joke, and I was like, do you want to come back and tell it real quick? And he's like, no, I'm good. It's like, all right. Next. Jen, I've met you many times. I know you, but I don't have like a lot of great insights to share, like some of these people that I've known for like 25 years. But I will say, you're awesome, and you're gonna do a great job. And you're one of Sarah's best friends, and you're like super high up at CNN, which is awesome. I think they call you a boss bitch. Is that what they say? That's awesome. Cool. All right, you're up. Good job.
All right, so we know the best speeches are short and funny, and my husband tells me I'm not funny, so I'm gonna keep it short. So Sarah and I have known each other for almost 19 years, like to the week, which is crazy, half our life. We met up at UGA. Can I get a go to dogs? Yep. Met at sorority. We quickly became friends, and not only friends, we quickly became family. Her family has always been like family to me. I'm also known as maybe the favorite daughter. I interned with Daddy J not once, but twice. So we share lots of good memories at Georgia Power. But Sarah's my travel and adventure buddy. We have been to, I think, 10 plus countries together traveling. And we've had good times and rocky times traveling. We've stopped on the side of a road in Ecuador and went ziplining across a canyon. Sorry, Mama J. It was safe, I promise. We've missed trains. We've been on different trains, but we've had a lot of fun together. We also, she came on to the second half of my honeymoon. So Matt, sorry, I might show up in South Africa, but it'll be great. But Sarah is also my music and concert buddy. We can always dance together, listen to live music. We love to sing Amy Grant Christmas music. We have been to many music festivals. We've had long nights at Georgia Theater, some longer nights than others. But we can always find a time to go to the front row and dance, or in the back and open and just dance. So lots of good dancing. We're also majored in finance together, and so we do spreadsheets and talk about formulas and business, which is great. But overall, the thing that sticks out to me most about Sarah is her wanting everyone else to be happy. She focuses on happiness of others more than happiness of herself. And tonight, Sarah, look around. The happiness is for you and for Matt. And I am so happy for both of you that you have found happiness together. And I'm just looking forward to the next 20 years together of traveling and dancing with both of you. And so cheers to the Friesen weekend. We're going to have some fun. Cheers.
Matt and Sarah, I'm coming to the second half of your all's honeymoon as well, because they're going to South Africa for like 2 weeks, so I might have to make a surprise visit at Babylon Store. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, dude, I said I'm going to come to Matt's second half of his honeymoon and stay with him and Sarah. I'm not going to do that, I promise. Okay. Let's just keep this thing rolling. Nikki, where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Do you want me to do anything?
No, it's cool.
You got this.
I got
You're
it.
gonna nail this.
Thanks.
Okay, Nikki
Stravinsky.
Stravinsky.
Okay. Hey. So I have known Sarah since freshman year of high school. And all of my fondest memories of high school involve Sarah. Whether it was driving around East Cobb trying to figure out where to go to dinner, because neither of us could figure out where we wanted to go. We would actually classify it as like slow, medium, long. But we went on Young Life trips, we went on beach trips. Any high school memory, like driving to graduation, all the things, like Sarah was by my side. So pretty much she was there all the time. And as the years have gone by, some of my fondest memories have now become our dinners that we try to do every couple months. And that is where I first heard of Matt. So it was so fun to see the progress of their relationship through her stories and, oh, I'm kind of talking to him. Oh, kind of go through the stories. And then we finally got to meet them after they got engaged, and it was wonderful. And so Matt, this already, but Sarah is extremely loyal, which is funny. Other people have brought that up. She's an amazing friend and extremely loyal. So, I know whatever life brings, she is going to be your biggest supporter and just be there by your side. I can't tell you how much I'm filled with joy for you for this weekend, and through all the things that you told me about Matt, I know he will be the one right beside you and an amazing husband to walk through. So I am so excited for the amazing adventures and joy that y'all have over the next several years. And we truly wish you a lifelong, we wish you both a lifetime of happiness, and I'm excited to continue to hear your stories over the years of all the fun things that y'all get to do.
All right, with our next guest, we going down south, Thomasville, Georgia. And if you've heard about Thomasville, Georgia, it's probably through the news, and we have lots to talk about. And I personally know Robert Shiver, and I'll be happy to give you some gossip. All right. Where's Fort? Okay. Yeah, he's right behind this massive beam, as I can't see him. I've known Fort a long time. Great dude. Fort lived with Matt. Dude, how many years did y'all live together? I feel like y'all were there for a long time. And Jay Latte. I wish Jay Latte was here. That'd be hilarious, but he's not. Fort, you're up.
Jay sends his regards, by the way. So I met Matt when we were seniors in high school, maybe juniors. We worked together at a restaurant in Thomasville for a short period of time called The Terrace. And I remember standing by the tea urn in the back with David Haggerty, and the moment I realized that Matt is one of the funniest people I've ever met. Yep. And so fast forward a few years, we're in Athens. I'd managed to start dating the most beautiful girl, way out of my league. And time had come for her to move out of the dorms, and I found out that her mother and Matt's mother, who worked together and were good buddies, had organized an apartment for the two of them to move into together. And I thought, oh man, this charismatic, handsome, funny guy is moving in with this girl that I've got no business with. This is going to be the end of our relationship. This is my worst nightmare coming true. So they move in together, and turns out I spent way too much time thinking about losing a girlfriend and not realizing that I was about to gain one of my best friends. And so time goes on, and the three of us honestly become inseparable. I mean, we're like the three amigos or three stooges or whatever. Just a great friendship just blossomed that day, and it's just carried forward until today. And so the girlfriend got tired of our shenanigans, I guess, and we became roommates, as John mentioned, for years, and had a great time, and crazy experiences like getting speeding tickets because of parrots and losing a roommate's dog in the shower for 4 days after putting up lost dog flyers all over town. Turns out the dog was deaf and was in the shower the whole time and didn't realize if she barked, we could have come and gotten her. It's terrible, but that's only the beginning. So anyway, I mean, Matt, to me, just personifies a great friend. Just a genuine guy, a kind guy, the kind of guy that you want to live with your girlfriend who's way out of your league. Just a great guy. And so years go on, and that beautiful girl agreed to marry me, believe it or not. And she's here today. And there was no question whatsoever that Matt needed to be the best man in our wedding. And he was, and he did a great job. And, you know, to this day, Matt, you're one of the best men I know. And I'm just so fortunate to know you. And I haven't had a chance to get to meet Sarah very well. We've met briefly, but I can't wait to get to know her better. But I know that she knows what a great guy Matt is. And so, you know, I'd just like to raise a toast, if I have a beer, to friendship, to old friends like Matt and new friends like Sarah. And Jenny and I wish you both the best. And I'm proud to stand by you tomorrow. Cheers.
Great job, Ford. Matty really is a really good dude. I just want to validate that point. So our next speaker, I've known Brad for a minute, a couple of years, but his wife, Whitney, has some words to say, and I bet they're pretty good. So Whitney, come on up. You're going to do great. Yeah. Awesome.
Hello, I am Whitney, and I have known Sarah since college, and she's probably the only person who could get me up here to do this, so I love you. So don't mind me, I'm going to be looking at my phone a little bit. But Sarah is one of the most genuine people I know, and she loves her people well. I've never met someone who cares so much about others, and as Jen said, she goes out of her way to make her friends happy. And as we all know, this can make decision-making a little bit challenging for her at times, but we love her for it. And then, Matt, I also have to let you know how lucky you are to be marrying into the Jackson family. Being from Nebraska, I couldn't always go home for every holiday, and they would invite me into their home, and they even threw me birthday dinners. So, you truly feel like my Georgia family. I love y'all. Sarah, I love you. I cherish our friendship so much. I'm so excited for you and Matt, and I can't wait to celebrate tomorrow. In the end, yay!
And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you do a speech. You just knock it out. Francis Eugenio is apparently waiting on us at a bar somewhere for like some sort of reception. He's probably like texting me like, where are you all at? Anyway, all right. So our next speaker is Laura. Where's Laura? Let's go. Come on, Laura. I think she's ready. So I don't even have to do an intro. I think you're going to nail it. So you got this. All right. Laura.
All right, this might be a little high. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Laura, and I've known Sarah since we first met our freshman year in college on the dorm at Georgia. I was also honored to have Sarah at my wedding 7 years ago this weekend, actually. So if you know Sarah, you all know the kind of person she is and what everyone said tonight. She's loyal, she's compassionate, and she's always in your corner. Sarah, you are the friend that everybody wishes that they had and everyone needs to have. From college to Grand Lake to our cross-country road trip and all the visits nearly 20 years later, Sarah, you're such an imprint on my life and my family's life. Matt, we've had the chance to meet you in the past couple years, and what we've seen is a warm and a compassionate, kind person. You are a true compliment to Sarah. And we know that you are someone who is going to appreciate just how amazingly incredible she is. My heart is so full for you. To the bride and groom.
Oh man, I can't wait to intro this next person. It's my brother-in-law. Bracy, where you at? Does everybody know John Bracy? If you don't, you should. He's my best friend growing up, married a sister. He'll probably never forgive me, but I'll tell you what, it's the best decision she ever made. John Bracy.
I'm a little taller than this thing is, so.
Just lift it up. Take it out. Lift it up. Take it up. Don't move.
There we go. All right. So, Sarah, I think I am an expert in being adopted by Friesen. So it's kind of happened to me twice now. So when I was young in middle school, actually me and John met first in 5th grade. I had just come back from getting mono, and I was singing a Aerosmith song at my locker. He said, "Oh, you like Aerosmith?" I said, "Yeah." And we've been lifelong friends ever since. So the Friesen family adopted. Aerosmith's great. So Larry and Mary and John and Matt and Luke kind of, took me in as as a friend of the family, and we just kind of melded together. Many years later, Friesen married my sister, and then it all became official. So that was kind of my second introduction into becoming a true Friesen. Not that I'm a Friesen. So there's a couple things you need to learn about Friesens. First one, if you ever play golf with a Friesen, first of all, Matt's terrible, but we all know that. Second of all, John will give you a lesson on the first, the second, the third hole, and he'll still shoot a 97. Whoa. Second of all, Friesen facts are a real thing. So for those of you that don't know about Friesen facts, so something said very confidently that you're like, that could be true, but that could not be true. You're lucky though, because Matt is the smartest of all the Friesens. So you have an 80% probability that Matt's Friesen fact is probably right. Don't listen to Luke's, because there's no chance that those are right. Okay. And then the last part, the serious part. You will never hear a lie from a Friesen. You will not from a single one of them. I don't think there has been a bad word that has come out of their mouth. They're not disingenuous. They are real people, and they're people that have made me a better person and make everybody they're in contact with a better person. Matt, John, Mary, Luke, some of the best people in the world, and we're excited to welcome you into the family.
All right, first off, there's a lot to unpack there. 97? What the talk about? All right. Friesen facts? They are true. I mean, who knows about East Russia or Eastern European history. I mean, we'll just make it up. It's all good. All right. So the next speaker is supposed to be Katie. Where you at, Katie? Oh, gosh. Okay, KT Born. All right. So quick adjustment. Oh, okay. Well, before you get up, Katie, I know you're ready to strut stuff and nail this thing. Jack wants to say a couple quick words, and Jack is the man. So Jack had 3 pars today. He had 3 more pars than Luke Friesen had today on this golf course. So Jack, you're up, buddy.
I just want to say that Hey Hey is the best aunt ever. And Matt, I'm so excited that you're my uncle. I love you so much, both of you.
Katie, I am really sorry that you have to follow that. My goodness. I would just be like, you know what? Good. Matt, Sarah, you're awesome. But hey, I bet you have some awesome stuff to say, so let's hear it. You're up.
I'd actually like to call up Katie Kilch. We can switch places now after that. Because how do I follow that? So I'm Katie Teagarden. I have known Sarah since college. And when you know someone so long, you get a lot of time and a lot of processing to think how you get to celebrate them during this time. And so I recently got married, so me and my husband, we've been talking about this toast. And I was like, do I go serious and like start crying a little bit? And I'm not a crier, but I will cry tonight. Or do we just go like funny and throw out a lot of inside jokes that half the people don't understand, but like we all laugh and yada da. And so we decided to start out on a serious note. And forgive me if y'all don't know me and Andrew and our family. But Sarah and Matt, we would like to ask you a very, very important question and make an announcement to everyone. Will you please be Annabelle's godparents? And if you're confused if this is the right setting to ask that question, let me tell you that Annabelle is a dog. And she is our lovely dog that we adore. We believe she adores us as well. But we're pretty sure she loves Sarah and Matt way more than us. Camp Sarah, and now we'll change it to Camp Friesen, is way more fun than the Tea Garden House. We drop her off, and she immediately abandons us and like goes and sits with Sarah and Matt. And we're like, okay, we're gonna work through that in therapy, but like, y'all are great. So anyway, we know it's kind of a big announcement, and we're kind of forcing it on you, but we feel like you would appreciate that. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move to the human aspect of it. And as so many people have said tonight, and anyone that has ever met Sarah knows how incredibly special she is. She is the person that finds the good and the joy in anything. And as someone who is a glass half empty kind of person, it is an amazing person for me to be friends with. I can be cynical, and Sarah will be like, no, but that person meant well. I'm like, did they? But I very much appreciate your positivity and your love. And Sarah and I have lived a street apart for, I believe, around 11 years. We actually co-own a Peloton. It's a very special relationship that we have. And she was actually the first one of my friends to meet my now husband. Her and Tucker hosted us for a lovely cheese platter that I'm pretty sure Tucker ate while we chatted. But it has been so incredibly special for both me and Andrew to be in the same timing relationship as you and Matt. Welcoming Andrew and Matt together has been amazing. And it's also amazing to watch someone fall in love with you and realize how incredibly amazing that you are. Like, we all know that as your friends, but watching Matt realize that and like own that has just been absolutely amazing. So I could go on forever, but I will not. But I would just like for you to remember this weekend and always that the best part of memories is making them. Cheers.
All right, so our next speaker, man, I love these guys. Easy B, Bedford Wilder, Randall, Making Money, Finland. Y'all are up.
Hello, all. I'm Bedford, and I am here to introduce Randall. Before Randall tells you what Larry Friesen meant to Matt's friends, his kids, Matt, I would like to say this to you. In 1998, when you pulled into downtown Thomasville for your senior prom in that sweet silver Acura Integra with a manual transmission, I admired you. In 2001, at Georgia, when you and Jenny housed me for over a year on your couch, and you and I biked 1,000 miles over every trail that Athens had to offer, I was grateful for you.
What did you say, John?
In 2021, when you introduced Sarah to me and Aaron before the Leon Bridges concert, and she and I fist bumped each other under the table because we saw immediately how good of friends the two of you were, I was proud of you. If everyone could please raise their glass. Matt and Sarah, tomorrow we are all honored to fist bump each other in celebration of your marriage. Cheers.
Yep, thanks. My name is Randall. Bedford and I went to high school with Matt, and we all went to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Super quick before we do the Larry toast, which is well-deserved. Quickly on Matt, let's get the obvious stuff first. He is the best-looking and most likable of the Friesen sons. That's a Friesen fact. We've learned about those tonight. And, sincerely, though, he's one of the most genuine, kind-hearted, just loyal friends I've ever had, and, one of my lifelong best friends. Quickly on Sarah, I met her the night that Georgia won the national title game. So literally, you could be an axe murderer, and I was going to tell Matt, he has to marry you. But as it turns out, you're incredibly cool and much better looking than him, so, it's a huge win for you, Matt. Congratulations. On Larry Friesen, just a quick background, similar to John. The Friesens kind of raised me for certain portions of high school. They kind of housed and fed me. Usually that was Bud Light and chicken nuggets. And Larry was always there to make sure that the freezer had the chicken nuggets and the beer fridge outside had the Bud Light, and that meant a lot to me. But seriously, you guys threw some parties and stuff, but he was always there. He was always, hanging out, but also being a father figure. You could go to him, you could talk to him about your own issues, and kind of a father for all of us. And all I wanted to say was, from all of Matt, John, and Luke's friends that had that special relationship, I just wanted to give a toast to Larry. Obviously, he would have loved to have been here, but I feel like he's here in spirit, and I think he'll be watching over us tomorrow. So, cheers.
All right, so, hey, guys, great stuff. Appreciate that. Larry lives on. So our next guest is Katie. Where's Katie? You ready to go? All right. And hey, just give you guys a little heads up. We have one more speaker after Katie, so we're getting close. So we're doing a great job. So hey, Katie, you're gonna kill it. I know it.
Hi, my name is Katie Kilch. I am a college friend of Sarah's, as the others were. I am married to Kyle Kilch, who was a high school friend of Sarah's. So Kyle, everyone knows that Sarah was your friend first. Kyle and I often talk about Sarah, and we call her a connector. Malcolm Gladwell's quote on connectors is that the point of connectors is that by having a foot in so many different worlds, they have the effect of bringing them all together. and you are the connector of this special group of friends for us. It was actually through Sarah's connection, specifically that loud table over there, that I met Kyle in the first place at Georgia. I remember being terrified to win over Sarah's approval. Kyle and Sarah have this brother-sister rapport and ease around one another that's pretty intimidating as the new girlfriend. I had my big opportunity one night when Sarah invited us over for dinner. Everything was going great until I spilled an entire glass of red wine on your very white rug. If you know Kyle, Kyle was less than pleased. And the next morning, I asked Kyle for Sarah's phone number to text her to apologize. And as they say, the rest is history. We became fast friends, but it wasn't without a few hiccups along the way. There was a little bit of jealousy in the beginning, but it's not from who you might think. Kyle was not used to sharing Sarah at all. In fact, a couple years later, when I told Kyle that Sarah and I were going to live together in Atlanta after college, he was, let's say, pretty hesitant. Remember, we were in our early 20s, and he knew he wanted Sarah in his life forever, and the jury was still out on the clumsy girlfriend. But thankfully, we landed in Buckhead for nearly 10 years, which were some of the most fun of my life. The three of us kind of formed this inseparable bond and family unit. Kyle became Sarah's personal pest control concierge. There were many frantic phone calls from a bathroom or a bedroom or whatever room the roach wasn't in for Kyle to come over and handle it. We enjoyed long walks around the duck pond. We over-planned vacations and dreamt up unnecessary parties. And then there was the time Sarah attempted a Publix run in Snowpocalypse in slippers. Kyle to the rescue again. All the while through these years, Sarah remained the connector of our group. Through the UGA tailgates, the lake weekends, Friendsgivings, and supper clubs and road trips, you were always our glue. And yet we waited for the partner to join our group who not only loved you, but loved our husbands. That was very important. Fast forward to a couple years ago, it had been a particularly tough week with Tucker, and I brought the girls over to cheer Sarah up on a Saturday morning. I knew she had been on a few dates with a guy named Matt, but the details were very limited. We walked in, and there was this large, beautiful bouquet of flowers on the buffet, and my oldest, who was 5, just took every opportunity to pounce. She's like, "Who sent the flowers? What's his name? Where does he live? How old is he? Is your boyfriend? Are you gonna marry him?" And I'm so glad that Annie was right. Matt, it's very obvious and clear to all of us how much you adore Sarah. And you walked into the first gathering of our very big, loud group and took a seat at the guys' table, like we wanted you to. I truly believe the best is yet to come for you two, and I can't wait to watch. So to close, there are 20 little people in our group who are not here tonight, and we're very glad they aren't. But if it's possible, they love Sarah even more than us. So on their behalf, I would like to raise a toast to Aunt Sarah and Captain Matt.
All right, so for our last guest speaker, I see him like pouring wine into his glass. He's like getting amped up. He's ready to go. So I've known Matt Sheehan since I was, well, I guess 41 years. He was my dad's best friend. They used to joke, brothers from a different mother. He's from East St. Louis, so he could do that. So I guess he's an uncle from a different mother. But it's my privilege to introduce Matt Sheehan to close it out. And I just want to say one thing before we part. Mom, thanks so much for tonight. And I always think it's funny, like we always say nightly prayers with our kids. And I can't wait to say officially Aunt Sarah in our nightly prayers with my kids. So there you go. Tomorrow, you're official. All right, so Matt Sheehan. Yeah, you're already in the prayers. I'm just saying like it's official. Yeah.
slow, aren't I? You know, I've never been in a place that had so many toasts at one time. Can you all hear me? I think a lot of us are already overserved. I may be one of them, so I apologize during my talk here. I just have a few words. I've known the Friesens for over 40 years. They are the finest group of people that I know. If you spend a few minutes with Matt and Sarah, it's easy to see that they are perfect for each other. And I bless every day that you get to spend together the rest of your lives. God be with you too. That's wonderful. It's been said that the journey is the most important part of life and not the destination. I submit to you that the journey is the destination. And please remember, all of the people who are here tonight who love you, who want to celebrate each and every day with you, if we could, have us back once a year for a big party and let's have more toasts. I like that. So, closing out, a little toast, if you will, to you two. May the winds of happiness fill your sails. May you always sail a gentle sea. And may it always be the other guy that says, "This drink's on me."
All right, so I am happy to say I'm done. I'm off MC. Matt and Sarah, do you guys want to have some parting words? I mean, again, thank you guys so much for coming. This is awesome. I think they might actually have some few words, so I'm going to give it the mic and let's have some fun.
Well, everyone, it's hard to follow all that. My heart is very full, and I know Sarah's is too. So I'll keep it short. We have more friends arriving, and just say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We're very excited to spend this weekend with you, and look forward to talking more the rest of the night. Love you all. Thank you.